Namaste class, myself Shashwat Rajiguru, ID number 158. Me and my friends gonna tell you something more about basic software development models. So first of them is waterfall model, which will be explained to you by Mr. Dhruv Maniyar. So I would like to hand over my mic to Dhruv Maniyar, please.
Myself Dhruv Maniyar, and my ID number is D23DCE173, and I am going to explain waterfall model. Basically, there are six stages in waterfall model. First is requirement gathering and analysis. Second is system design. Third is implementation. Fourth is testing. Fifth one is deployment of system, and sixth one is maintenance. So, in the first stage of requirement gathering and analysis, this stage involves understanding the project goals and the defining user needs. Means like the user requirements that they need is defined in this stage. The second one is system design. Based on the gathered requirements, the system architecture, components, and interfaces are designed in this stage. Then there's third stage, which is implementation. Developers code the system according to the design specifications. Then comes the testing and integration. Individual modules are tested, then integrated and tested as a whole system to ensure functionality. Means after the coding stage, here in testing stage, the the whole system is tested. Then it comes deployment. The final product is released to users, typically followed by training and support. Then it comes to the maintenance and support. Ongoing bug fixes, updates, and environments to address evolving needs. According to the bugs and fixes, they are maintained. Then are the advantages of some waterfall models. Clear and defined, like this provides a structured roadmap for project execution. Then it is easy to manage as there is sequential facilities, clear, and it is accountable. Then there are some disadvantages, like no backtracking is available here, and like it is inflexible, difficult to adapt changes in requirements, and it is uniquely, we have to first complete one whole stage, one whole process, and then only we can move to next stage. Now my friend Thakkar will describe about iterative model.
Hello, my name is Thakkar. My ID number is D23DCE174. So now I will explain you a iterative model. So first of all, I give you the overview of this model. This model development is carried out in a small part, manageable cycles or iteration. Each iteration include planning, designing, implementation, testing, and that the software of involves through repeated cycle until meets the desired requirements. એટલે કે જ્યાં સુધી તમને તમારી જે રિક્વાયરમેન્ટ્સ છે એ પૂરી ના થાય ત્યાં સુધી આ સાયકલ ચાલુ ને ચાલુ રહેશે. જેમ કે આની અંદર કેવું હોય છે કે ફર્સ્ટ ઓફ ઓલ ઇન અ સ્પાઇરલ મોડલ કે client give you a 15 requirements, so there is a 15 requirements together 15 requirements હોય એ એક સાથે એક્ઝિક્યુટ થઈ જાય and then એ ક્લાયન્ટને મોકલે. But in this iterative model there is a build 1, build 2 and build 3. There is a divided in 5 parts. Build 1 there is a 5 requirements, build 2 there is a another 5, and build 3 there is another 5. In each build, there is a design and development, there is one testing, and their implementation. So now I will tell you the advantages. There is a early feedback. It's allow for a early testing and feedback to the client. જેનાથી ક્લાયન્ટ પહેલેથી જ એપ્લિકેશન કે જે બી હોય એ યુઝ કરી શકે એન્ડ એમાં કંઈ બગ્સ કે હોય એ બધું ફિક્સ કરી શકે. ફ્લેક્સિબિલિટી કે ચેન્જીસ હોય એના જલ્દીથી એડપ્ટ કરી લે. Then after is a risk management. It identify and addresses the risk early on, reduce the likelihood of the major setbacks. એટલે પહેલેથી જે મેજર એના જે સેટબેક્સ હોય એના પહેલેથી જ જોઈ લે અને એના સોલ્વ કરવાનું ટ્રાય કરે. સો there is some disadvantage of this model. So આની અંદર અગર difficult to estimate efforts, accurate estimate of overall project effort can be challenging due to the involving nature of requirement. કે કોઈ કેટલી મહેનત કરશે, કેટલું કોના કેટલા ભાગમાં હશે, તમે at the point તમે decide ના કરી શકો. See, there is a need a strong project management. આની માટે તો જો મીન્સ કે 5 પાર્ટ્સમાં તમે ડિવાઈડ કરેલું છે તો એ એની માટે તમને પ્રોપર અને સ્ટ્રોંગ મેનેજમેન્ટ સિસ્ટમ હોવી જરૂરી છે. So this is, and there is a real life application of this software, like mobile app development, gaming development, e-commerce development, this type. So now I will describe another model, which is incremental model. In there is a requirements, design, development, testing, and user feedback. In the requirements, first of all we gather requirements. After, according to the requirement, we design and then development and then some other testing, and after user feedback. There is an overview of this model. The software is developed in increments or module. Each increment adds a functionality to the previous one, resulting a series of deliverable usable version. So first step in a requirements, this step involves the gathering information about the need of the user. યુઝરનો શું જોવો છે એની આપણે એક રિક્વાયરમેન્ટ ગેધર કરી લઈશું. પછી સેકન્ડ સ્ટેપ છે ડિઝાઇન. એની અંદર તમે રિક્વાયરમેન્ટને તમે અંડરસ્ટુડ કરશો અને એના પ્રમાણે તમે ઇન્ટરફેસ બનાવશો અને એનો આર્કિટેક્ચર ડ્રો કરશો. Then after it's come development. In this step there is a software actually built. એટલે સોફ્ટવેર બની ગયું છે. There is this involves coding, testing, and integrating them into a working system. એટલે આન તમે આ સ્ટેજમાં તમે ડેવલપમેન્ટ તમારું થઈ ગયું છે અને તે તમારું જે સોફ્ટવેર છે એ બિલ્ડ થઈ ગયું છે. Then is after a testing. In the once a software developed, it's through the many testing, white box, black box, this testing, and if there is find some bug, solve in this testing phase. And after user feedback, once the software is tested and ready, it is installed in a environment. User then being to use the software and provide feedback. એટલે યુઝર તમને ફીડબેક આપશે કે આમાં કંઈક બગ છે, આમાં કંઈક તમને તકલીફ આવે છે, એ પ્રમાણે આપણે એની પર ચેન્જીસ કરી શકીશું. એન્ડ આ સાયકલ એક એન્ડ છે. જ્યાં સુધી તમને કમ્પ્લીટલી નહીં મળી જાય તમારું જે બી તમારે જોવે છે ફાઇનલ પ્રોડક્ટ, ત્યાં સુધી આ સાયકલની લૂપ ચાલુ ને ચાલુ રહેશે. There is some advantages of this incremental model. Early delivery of workable system, reduce risk. કેમ કે તમે સ્મોલ પાર્ટમાં ડિવાઈડ કરી દો તો એનું થોડું રિસ્ક થોડું તમારું લો થઈ જાય. પછી ફ્લેક્સિબિલિટી, એકદમ ઇઝી ટુ ફટાફટ બધી વસ્તુ એડપ્ટ કરી શકે, ચેન્જીસ ઓલ. એન્ડ ધેર ઇઝ સમ ડિસએડવાન્ટેજીસ. ઇટ્સ required a good planning and requirement. Then documentation overhead. In this documentation, each increment adds to the overall project workload. કે આ સ્ટેપમાં કેટલું વર્કલોડ ઓછું થયું, કેટલું થયું, એ બધું તમારે આમાં કરવાનું રહેશે. And there is a real time application like ERP, enterprise resource planning, medical diagnostic system, and in that adding a functionality for a specific disease or body parts in faces. And there is a CMS content management system. So this is the increment model. Now I hand over the next model to my friend Manthan.
Hi, my
Hi,
name is
my name
Nanani
is
Manthan.
Nanani Manthan.
My ID
My
number
ID
is
number is
168.
168.
We are
We are
discussed to
discussed
V
to
model
V model
overview.
overview
In
in
extension of
extension of
the
the
waterfall model
waterfall model
that
that
associate
associate
testing and
testing
development
and development
phase, each
phase. Each
development stage
development
has a
stage has a
corresponding testing
corresponding
phase.
testing phase.
Stages.
Stages.
Requirement
Requirement
gathering.
gathering.
Define the
Define the
document the
document the
computer
computer
system
system
requirement and
requirement and
functionality.
functionality.
System
System
analysis.
analysis.
Create the
Create the
overall
overall
architecture,
architecture,
components and
components and
interface
interface
based on
based
the
on the
requirement.
requirement.
Software
Software
design.
design.
Break down
Break
the
down the
system
system
into
into
model and
model and
define
define
detail
detail
specify
specify
for each.
for each.
Coding.
Coding.
Implement the code
Implement the
for
code
each
for
model
each model
as-
as-
according
according
to
to
detail
detail
design,
design
unit,
unit
and test.
and testing.
Test
Test
individual
individual
software
software
and
and
unit
unit
in
in
isolate
isolate
to
to
ensure
ensure
base
base
functionality.
functionality.
Integration testing.
Integration
Test
testing.
how
Test
different
how different
models
models
interface and
interface
function
and
together
function
as a
together
system.
as a system.
System testing.
System testing.
Test the
Test the
entire system
entire
again.
system again.
Specify
Specify
requirement and
requirement and
use
use
sensor scanner.
scanner.
Accept testing.
Accept testing.
User
User
and
and
stakeholder
stakeholder
evaluate the
evaluate the
system to
system
ensure
to ensure
it meets
it
their
meets
need.
their need.
Some
Some
advantages.
advantages.
Early define,
Early define,
early
early
defect,
defect,
de-
de-
early defect
early defect
detection.
detection.
Combine the
Combine the
combine the
combine the
waterfall and
waterfall and
iterative
iterative
approach
approach
l-
leading
leading to
to
early
early
identify and
identify and
cor-
cor-
correction of
correction of
defect
defect
through
through
testing.
testing.
Extension
Extension
testing
testing
at each
at
stage
each stage
minimize the
minimize
risk
the
of
risk of
bug
bug
slipping into
slipping
later
into
phase.
later phase.
Clear
Clear
document.
document.
Requirement and
Requirement
design
and design
document are
document are
created a
created a
format
format
reduce
reduce
and
and
improve
improve
development
development
clear
clear
clarity.
clarity.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Document
Document
overhead.
overhead.
Extensive
Extensive
document create can be time consuming and resource intensive.
document and resource
Let's
let's
testing.
testing.
Major bug
Major bug
might not
might
be
not be
found
found
until
until
later
later
stage,
stage,
point,
point,
pointly
pointly
leading
leading
to costly
to
revoke.
costly revoke.
Real-time application.
Real-time application.
Embedded system.
Embedded
Ensure
system.
rebug
Ensure debug
and
and
reliably software
reliably
for
software for
safety
safety
critical applications.
critical
Medical
application.
device.
Medical device.
Medical device.
Medical device.
Go.
Go.
Current is
Current is
testing and
testing and
a
a
stick
stick
figuration.
figuration.
Now my
Now
friend
my friend
Vinit
Vinit
will hand
will
over
hand
the
over
next
the next
concept.
concept.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. My name is Vinit Sosa. My ID is D23DCE169. I am going to tell about spiral model. So basically, spiral model is a SDLC, System Development Life Cycle, which uses risk management at every process, and it is a combined model of iterative development process model and uses the elements of waterfall model. So this is the overview. So there are, now I'm going to explain the, so what's happened in the spiral model. First, there is requirement analysis where user requirements, system requirements are needed. Then it moves to the design, which consists of a system design and module design and the architecture design. Then the next step will be the coding, which will be the code, how to build the code about the user requirement at done, and the test the main method in the spiral model, which is test and risk analysis. The text and risk analysis which uses in every phases, so that there will be less about the clients text, so there will be less about loss, and it will give the risk management better. So the advantages and disadvantages of the spiral model are advantages. Risk handling is one of the main advantages. The spiral model which uses its testing and analysis in every phases. Flexibility, it can easily change the requirement at the later stage, and it is also good for large and complex project, and it is also good for customer certificate, because customer is involved involved in every phases in the software development. So the disadvantages of the spiral model are, it is not suitable for so small project, but because it is very expensive, and it is it is more complex than any other SDLC model, because it is too much dependent on the risk analysis, and it requires high specs expertise. Also the time management in the spiral model is very difficult, because the estimation and the number of phases at the start are unknown. The application which are used in large scale software project, where managing rings while adapting the change requirement are necessary. પછી project with high uncertainty, which are not fully scientific, or the requirements are not defined, and project requirement and the project on the user feedback required at the early stage of the model. So the next model is agile model. Agile model uses iterative and flexible approach, meaning step by step approach, and which is so the agile model uses iterative and flexible approach at every stage, and it is which adapts to the changes requirement and the customer feedbacks, and which is dependent for very and which is very good for small project also. So the agile model have the starts with the requirements, then design, then develop, test, deploy, and review. So the requirements which are basically given by the customer, and prioritizing the feature and breaking down into the manageable tasks. Thus, the design is developed within the 1 to 4 weeks, and then it is developed, and then it develop and test and deploy, and then it will be reviewed. And the advantages of the agile model, it has adaptability and flexibility, which can be which can they adapt flexible with meaning it can be changed at the later stage and throughout the development cycle. Improved collaboration and communication in the agile model. The communication is processed at every stage for the between the teams and stakeholders, leading to which leads to better understand and the and the alignment between the modules of the agile model. Okay. Also, there are risks of project failure are highly low because the impact of testing and integration allow at the also are detected at the early stage, which will be there. So there will be risks of project failure. Enhance customer satisfaction. Because of the continuous engagement with stakeholder will also engagement with, so there will be no trial where there will be no bugs and errors, so the final products will be meet for the customer expectation. So I'm going to tell about the disadvantage. It requires strong team commitment and discipline, meaning the success it is heavily response in team which can the teams and teams should be understand about each other, so there will be less of uh, trial and bugs about the method which they are going to imply on the project. Also, it can be challenge. The second point is the project. Sometimes the project can be challenging can be lead to a complex way because require sometimes the user can add the requirement which may lead to additional structure and planning, which may lead to complexity. Documentation may be less in the agile model because of the rapid delivery, and documentation are in the and the structure used in the agile is a traditional method. Okay. This agile model is not suitable for all project types, which are not suitable for all project type because of the high upfront cost and may not benefit for the iterative approach. The application are evaluation. If the prototype of the agile model is also evaluated, and user feedback may be planned by the at the next iteration. And the review and testing, the review it conducts the to ensure the quality and the requirement are met by the user. So now my friend Sasha Rajagaru is going to tell about Kanban model.
So namaste class, my ID number is 158. So basically Kanban model is a visual model. In Kanban, it will be physical or on a software like this. Kanban will have mainly three columns. One is ideas, second one is to do task, and third one is completed. And here we have example of what type of Kanban model? A customized Kanban model. Kanban model can be customized or a traditional type. In the traditional type Kanban model, if a team has a new idea, it will go in the idea table of idea table. In this customized tab, Kanban model, we have combined the to do ideas, two columns of to do. If the idea passes the ideas model column, it will go to the to do column. The to do column will be telling team that these ideas are in the progress, now in the progress. If the ideas or the requirement are completed completed, it will then go to in the finish stage. But there are some by looking at this, the biggest disadvantage of this is this will not suitable for the large and complex models, because think about it here, it will be so complex that you cannot arrange 15 or 100 even 100 requirements on a single table, arranging 100 requirement on a single table will be next to impossible task for any type of team. Then as well as we have some great advantages also over here. It will be very great to implement it on a small level project. Like if we have 5 requirement, we need transparency, we need some visual aspects in our software. It will be so great for even personal management. Then real life application can be small size software डेवलपमेंट हो गया, प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट हो गया, फिर पर्सनल प्रोडक्टिविटी हो गया. Then my next model will be DevOps, and DevOps is now on a hot trail now. Even Amazon AWS, Facebook, Meta, Google uses DevOps model. DevOps is now so popular. Basically, in DevOps model, there are 8 stages. First of them is a planning stage, in which we gather requirements and scopes. Then the configuration stage. In configuration stage, we configure the versions and the software that we might need for our development cycles. Then create. The create stage, in this stage, the actual coding of the software will be done. Then the release. The release stage will done the build packages, release the first iteration for the testing phase. There will not be the direct release in the user phase. The release will be go to the testing phase. The packaging. Next stage is packaging. 5th stage. Prepare the software for the production development. Then there it comes DevOps. Deploy the software to the production. In this stage, the software will be ready without any bugs to develop to the production line. And if future there will be there minor bugs that can be fixed later on. And the verification will be the one of the most important part, as it takes feedback from the customer that they have used the software. And then the monitoring is like providing maintenance to the customer that received the project or development. Advantages are reduced cost, as automation replace the human. In this model, there are some automated softwares that can replace human errors in very efficient manner. Then advantage is improved software quality, because first of all, the DevOps is a word created from two different words, software development and IT operations. The basic meaning for this is to combine both of those. By doing this, you can get a better quality software in a lesser time. Okay, but obvious, it will be very hard to find such a skillful person who can know development and an IT operation at the same time. And if they can find it, it will be very costly. So this is it, class. This was our presentation on the SDLCs, software development cycles. Hope you like it. Thank you.